There comes a time in life, often sometime after 60, when a quiet, gradual shift begins to take place. It's not always obvious at first. One morning, you might notice your knees feel a little stiffer than usual. A few weeks later, the walk around the block that once gave you energy now leaves you feeling oddly drained. The changes are subtle at first, but they build over time. And here's the catch. It's not that people suddenly become less active because they want to. In fact, most older adults want to stay active. They still enjoy walking, moving around, being out in nature, or doing things they love. But their bodies, joints, muscles, and energy levels begin to send a different message. Slow down. And when the body speaks, even the strongest willpower sometimes has to listen. Common signs begin to appear. Stiff joints that make standing up or taking the first few steps in the morning feel like a struggle. Persistent fatigue, even after short activities, leaving you wondering why your energy doesn't last the way it used to. Increased discomfort during movement, whether it's knee pain, hip tightness, or general soreness that makes everyday motion feel harder than before. These physical limitations can sneak in and slowly chip away at your freedom, until one day you realize that the activities you used to enjoy now feel more like challenges to be endured than pleasures to be savored. But let's be clear, moving less doesn't mean you're giving up. It doesn't mean you're weak, lazy, or beyond hope. And most importantly, it doesn't mean your best days are behind you. Let me introduce you to Helen, a lively and spirited 72-year-old grandmother. For most of her adult life, Helen was the type of person who never missed her morning walk. Rain or shine, she'd lace up her sneakers and step out into the fresh morning air. Her walks weren't just exercise. They were her therapy, her time to think, to pray, to reflect, to connect with herself and the world around her. But lately, things have changed. Helen started noticing that her knees weren't cooperating the way they used to. Walking even a few blocks left her unusually tired. There were mornings when the thought of getting up and walking filled her not with peace, but with dread. She began skipping her morning walks more frequently, first once a week, then twice. Eventually, she stopped altogether. She told herself it was just temporary, that she'd start again next week. But deep down, she began to fear something worse. Am I losing the strength, the independence, and the confidence that once made me feel alive? Helen's story isn't unusual. In fact, it's incredibly common. Millions of older adults go through this quiet struggle every single day. The loss of mobility, no matter how gradual, doesn't just affect the body. It affects the mind, the mood, and the spirit. It brings with it a sense of vulnerability, and sometimes even fear. What if I fall? What if I can't get back up? What if I have to depend on someone else for the simplest things? But here's the truth. While aging may bring change, it doesn't have to mean surrender. Yes, your body may ask you to slow down, but that doesn't mean you have to stop. There are powerful, simple strategies that can help you stay strong, maintain mobility, and reclaim your confidence, even if you're walking less than you used to. And that's exactly what we're going to explore today. As we age, the body goes through changes that can quietly impact how we move, how we feel, and how confident we are in doing everyday things. One of the most important, and often overlooked, changes is the loss of muscle mass and strength, something that happens naturally over time. It doesn't take a serious injury or a major health condition to feel the effects of muscle loss. You might just wake up one day and notice that. It takes more effort to climb stairs. Getting out of a low chair feels like lifting weights. You walk slower than you used to, or tire out halfway through your usual route. Many older adults think that walking alone will keep their legs strong, and while walking is certainly better than being sedentary, it isn't enough on its own to maintain muscle strength, especially when walking time starts to decrease. Here's the tricky part. Once you start walking less, even for good reasons like joint discomfort or fatigue, your muscles begin to weaken faster. And weaker muscles create a chain reaction. You become less stable on your feet. Your joints, especially knees and hips, are forced to absorb more impact. You start avoiding movement altogether to prevent pain or exhaustion. And soon, simple tasks like bending down, standing up, or carrying groceries become frustrating or even frightening. This is why targeted strength exercises are essential. They work muscles that walking doesn't fully engage. They help your body stay strong and steady. Most importantly, they give you back the ability to do things on your own, without always depending on someone else for help. The best part? You don't need fancy gym machines, a personal trainer, or long workouts. Just a few minutes a day with a few basic movements can help you rebuild the muscle strength that supports your entire life. These exercises are designed specifically for older adults. They are low impact, require minimal space, and can be done at home with nothing more than a sturdy chair and, optionally, a light resistance band. They focus on the muscle groups that matter most for walking, standing, balance, and posture. Seated leg lifts. Activate your thighs without putting pressure on your knees. This movement is one of the simplest ways to wake up and strengthen your leg muscles, especially your quadriceps, the large muscles on the front of your thighs. It's perfect for those who struggle with standing for long periods or experience knee sensitivity. How to do it. Sit upright in a firm chair, feet flat on the floor. Slowly extend one leg straight in front of you until it's parallel to the ground. Hold for 3 to 5 seconds while engaging the thigh muscle. Lower it down with control. Repeat 10 times, then switch legs. Why it works. Strong quadriceps support your knees, help you walk more comfortably, and improve your ability to rise from a seated position. Strengthening them reduces joint strain and helps prevent falls caused by instability or weak legs. Bonus tip. Do this while watching TV or during a phone call. You won't even notice the time pass. Resistance band, knee press. Strengthen your hips for better stability. This exercise targets the hip abductors, which are the muscles on the outside of your hips and thighs. These are crucial for side-to-side stability and for keeping your knees aligned when walking or standing. How to do it. Wrap a light resistance band around your thighs, just above your knees. Sit in a chair with feet flat, knees hip-width apart. Gently push your knees outward against the resistance band. Hold for 2 seconds, then return to the starting position. Repeat 10 to 15 times. Why it works. Weak hip muscles are one of the hidden causes of knee pain and poor balance. By strengthening the muscles that stabilize your hips, you'll feel steadier on your feet and reduce your risk of falling sideways, a common direction for falls in seniors. Alternative, if you don't have a resistance band, you can do a similar movement by simply pressing your knees outward and holding the tension using your muscles. Sit to stand transitions. Build functional strength for real life. Every time you get up from a chair, step out of bed, or rise from the toilet, you're using a specific combination of muscles, your quadriceps, glutes, core, and calves. This movement mimics that exact motion and trains your body to do it more efficiently and with less effort. How to do it. Sit in a sturdy chair with both feet flat on the ground, slightly apart. Cross your arms over your chest, or use the armrests for support if needed. Lean forward slightly and push through your heels to stand up fully. Lower yourself back down slowly, with control. Repeat 5 to 10 times, or as many as you can safely do. Why it works. This is one of the most functional movements you can practice. It directly improves your ability to live independently. It strengthens your legs and core while also boosting coordination, balance, and confidence in standing and moving freely. Modifications. If this is too difficult at first, use your hands or start with a higher chair. As you gain strength, work towards standing without support. The beauty of these exercises is how quickly they can make a difference when practiced consistently. Within days or weeks, you may notice it takes less effort to climb stairs or stand up. You feel more steady when walking across uneven surfaces. Your knees hurt less, your posture improves, and you carry yourself with more confidence. These aren't just exercises. They are tools to reclaim your freedom of movement, reduce dependence on others, and keep enjoying the things that make life meaningful. Whether it's gardening, walking the dog, playing with grandchildren, or just stepping outside to feel the sun. Balance isn't just about staying upright. It's the hidden foundation behind nearly every movement we make. From walking down the hallway to stepping off a curb or reaching for something in the kitchen, good balance keeps us steady, secure, and safe. For older adults, maintaining balance becomes more than just a convenience. It's a matter of safety and independence. As we age, changes in muscle strength, joint stability, vision, and even reaction time can quietly chip away at our natural ability to stay balanced. The result? An increased risk of something most seniors fear deeply: falling. Falls are one of the most dangerous and life-disrupting accidents for older adults. A single stumble can lead to serious injuries such as broken hips, wrists, or ribs, long hospital stays, and painful recoveries, a sudden loss of independence or mobility, increased fear of moving, which leads to even less activity, and a downward spiral of physical decline. But here's the empowering truth: balance is a skill, and like any skill, it can be strengthened. Just a few minutes a day of intentional balance exercises can retrain your body, sharpen your reflexes, and restore the confidence that age or injury may have taken away. These gentle movements are designed to help reconnect your brain with your body, strengthen the stabilizing muscles in your legs and core, and enhance your coordination, all without the need for any special equipment. One leg balance while brushing your teeth, a small habit with big results. This effortless exercise turns an everyday routine into a powerful balance training opportunity. You don't need to carve out extra time. Just use the time you already spend at the sink each morning and night. How to do it? While brushing your teeth, stand tall and slowly lift 1 foot an inch or two off the floor. Try to hold the position for about 10 seconds. Switch feet and repeat. Use the edge of the sink for light support if needed. Why it works? This movement activates the tiny stabilizer muscles in your ankles, feet, and legs, the same ones that help catch you if you trip or wobble. Over time, this builds reflexes and improves your ability to stay steady in real-life situations. Heel-to-toe walk. Train your coordination and body awareness. This classic balance drill mimics the careful placement of your feet during walking, especially when navigating tight spaces or uneven ground. How to do it? Find a clear, straight path like a hallway or kitchen floor. Place the heel of 1 foot directly in front of the toes of the other, forming a straight line. Walk forward slowly and deliberately for about 10 steps, then turn around and return. Why it works? This exercise sharpens your coordination, focus, and core control. It also trains your body to respond smoothly when you're walking through crowded areas, uneven sidewalks, or changing surfaces. Tip: you can lightly touch a wall or countertop for support while you're learning. Side leg raises. Strengthen the hips that keep you upright. Your hips are the silent heroes of balance. They control side-to-side motion and prevent sudden shifts that can lead to falls, yet they're often neglected in everyday movement. How to do it? Stand next to a sturdy chair or countertop for support. Lift one leg slowly out to the side, keeping your back straight and your foot flexed. Lower the leg with control. Repeat 10 times on each side. Why it works? This move targets the muscles around your hips and pelvis, areas critical for stability while walking, standing, and turning. Strong hips give you the strength to adjust quickly when you slip, trip, or shift your weight unexpectedly. With consistent practice, even just a few minutes a day, these simple exercises can bring powerful changes. You'll walk with more certainty instead of hesitation or fear. Your steps will feel more stable, both at home and out in public. You'll react more quickly when you lose footing, preventing falls before they happen. Most importantly, you'll rebuild your confidence, the kind that lets you move through life freely, without second-guessing every step. Imagine a door hinge that hasn't been opened in weeks. It creaks, grinds, and resists motion, not because it's broken, but because it hasn't been used. Our joints work in much the same way. When we stop moving, they stiffen. When we rest too much, especially out of fear of pain or injury, our joints quietly become less flexible, less responsive, and more prone to inflammation. As we grow older, the natural fluid that keeps our joints smooth and lubricated, called synovial fluid, begins to decrease. This leads to a feeling of dryness or grinding inside the joint when you move. Cartilage can wear down, muscles around the joints become tight, and movements that once felt effortless suddenly feel rigid, jerky, or even painful. Here's the trap many people fall into. They feel stiff, so they stop moving. But the less you move, the stiffer and more painful your joints become. It's a vicious cycle that can slowly rob you of your mobility, independence, and joy in everyday activities. The key to breaking this cycle isn't more rest, it's the right kind of gentle, consistent movement. Movements that help oil your joints, release muscle tension, and slowly reintroduce flexibility can restore comfort, ease, and control to your daily life without overexertion or strain. These three simple practices don't require strength, speed, or endurance, just a willingness to begin. They're designed to help you feel more fluid, reduce discomfort, and rediscover how good it feels to move with ease. Wake up your joints with morning wrist and ankle circles. For many older adults, the first few minutes after waking up are the stiffest of the entire day. Hands that feel swollen, feet that feel locked, and joints that don't want to bend. It's a familiar, frustrating start, but there's a simple way to warm up the body before you even leave the bed. How to do it? While lying down, begin by gently rotating your ankles in slow, full circles, 10 times clockwise, then 10 counterclockwise. Do the same with your wrists. Add finger wiggles and toe taps to stimulate nerves and circulation. This tiny ritual helps reawaken circulation, reduces fluid buildup in the extremities, and gets your joint surfaces moving again. It's like giving your body a soft wake-up call instead of a shock. Bonus tip: combine with deep breathing to relax your nervous system and reduce morning tension. Take pressure off with water-based exercises. If you've ever felt like your joints hurt more when walking or standing, you're not imagining it. Weight-bearing activities can compress joints and irritate inflamed areas, especially if there's arthritis or cartilage thinning. That's why moving in water is such a relief. The buoyancy reduces pressure, while the gentle resistance tones muscles and improves flexibility. How to do it? In a shallow pool, walk forward and backwards slowly. Hold onto the pool wall and gently bend your knees. Do side leg lifts or slow bicycle kicks. Add arm circles or gentle shoulder rolls in the water. Water offers a rare combination: support and resistance at the same time. It allows for joint-safe movements, builds mobility without impact, and increases confidence in movement, especially for those who fear falling or pain on land. Water also calms the nervous system, reduces inflammation, and boosts endorphins, natural pain-relieving chemicals in the brain. Stretch mindfully with gentle yoga or Tai Chi. When it comes to reintroducing grace, fluidity, and calm into the body, few practices compare to gentle yoga or Tai Chi. These ancient movement arts are all about moving slowly, breathing deeply, and connecting to your body with compassion. How to do it? Begin with seated or standing yoga stretches that focus on the neck, shoulders, hips, and lower back. For Tai Chi, follow a slow flowing sequence with gentle shifting of weight from one leg to the other. Focus on synchronizing each breath with movement. Inhale as you expand, exhale as you soften. These low-impact practices help increase range of motion in stiff joints, gently lengthen tight muscles, and reduce internal inflammation caused by stress and tension. They're especially effective for improving spinal mobility, hip flexibility, and shoulder freedom. Many older adults who practice yoga or Tai Chi also report better sleep, less anxiety, and an overall greater sense of balance, both physically and emotionally. As your joints begin to loosen and your body adjusts to regular movement again, you'll notice more than just physical relief. These changes tend to ripple into other parts of your life. You'll feel more capable getting dressed, bending down, reaching up, or climbing stairs. You'll start the day with ease, instead of frustration or fear of that first painful step. You'll sleep better at night, as your muscles are less tense and your body less agitated. You'll regain trust in your own body, knowing that you're not fragile, just in need of motion and care. These aren't big workouts. They're small, thoughtful moments of healing movement, and they can change how you feel every single day. You don't need to carve out hours from your day. You don't need to join a gym, buy expensive equipment, or completely change your lifestyle overnight. The truth is, lasting transformation starts with just a few simple minutes, woven gently into the rhythm of your day. Think about the small pockets of time that already exist in your daily life. What if they could become powerful moments for healing, strength, and renewal? While you're brushing your teeth in the morning, why not practice a bit of balance? As you're watching your favorite show in the evening, you could add a few seated leg lifts. While the soup is simmering or the kettle is heating up, that could be your moment to stretch, breathe, and get your joints moving. These small, quiet moments, moments you already live, can be transformed into tools for strength, stability, and mobility. And the changes that follow will speak for themselves. You'll begin to feel stronger in your legs, arms, and core, not because you trained like an athlete, but because you showed up for yourself, consistently, one day at a time. Your movements will become more fluid, more comfortable. Tasks that used to feel clunky, stiff, or difficult, getting out of bed, climbing stairs, even reaching into cabinets, will become easier. Your confidence will return. You'll trust your body again. You'll stand taller, walk more steadily, and worry less about stumbling or needing help. The daily aches that used to wear on your spirit will fade, replaced by a new sense of freedom and control. And perhaps the most beautiful part? These improvements come not from doing more, but from doing things with intention, honoring your body with motion, giving your joints the movement they crave, and showing yourself the care you deserve. You don't have to wait until Monday. You don't have to wait for a burst of motivation or perfect conditions. You can begin right now, right where you are, with one small, steady action. That single step forward, however modest it may seem, is a powerful declaration. I am choosing strength. I am choosing freedom. I am choosing to care for myself today. So stand at your kitchen counter or sit in your favorite chair. Wherever you are, your journey begins not with effort, but with presence and the simple decision to move, because even 5 mindful minutes can change everything.